Please rise to the pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks. Call this meeting to order at 7 o'clock. Roll call.
Mike Cashin,
Present.
Thomas Wood.
Here.
Martin Mannix.
Here.
Mike LaFave.
Here.
James Coffin.
Here.
Rick Collins.
Resolution 1601, approve minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of December 21st, 2015 be approved and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Is there a motion? Mr. Mannix. Mr. Wood. Any discussion? All those in favor, roll call, please.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Mannix.
Yes.
Mike LaFave.
Yes.
Mike Cashin.
Yes. Carried. All right. Resolution.
I'd just like to mention, it's important to welcome our new supervisor. I appreciate the fact that you're here, and I'm looking forward to the good job that you're doing.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. Resolution 1602, resolution to fill vacancy of the town council.
Whereas due to the outcome of the 2015 election, a vacancy exists in the town of Plattsburgh for the position of councilperson. Now therefore be resolved, and pursuant to the power invested by the town board, Barbara E. Hebert, a duly qualified resident of the town, is hereby appointed councilperson of the town to fill the vacancy existing of such office. Said appointment shall be effective immediately, and Ms. Hebert shall hold the office until December 31st, 2016, or at such time the town board shall deem necessary to amend the resolution. And it be further resolved, Ms. Hebert take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution, and it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, and a copy put in her personnel file, and a copy be sent to the state retirement board.
Is there a motion? So moved. Mr. Mannix?
Yes. Second.
Mr. Wood? Any discussion? Roll call?
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Martin Mannix.
Yes.
Mike LaFave.
Yes.
Mike Cashin.
Yes. And at this time, we should have Judge Patnode to do the oath of office. And that carries.
Would you raise your right hand? Put your left hand on the Bible.
Excuse me, on TV, so you have to turn slightly.
Okay. All right. Repeat after me. I, Barbara Hebert,
I, Barbara Hebert,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of Town of Plattsburgh Town Council
the
person
duties of Town of Plattsburgh Town Councilperson
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So sworn. You just sign, and I will.
Congratulations.
Sign here. Seal it. Okay. January 16. Congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Collins.
Thank you, sir.
Again, congratulations and welcome to the board. I would just add as a historical footnote, it's my understanding this is actually the first time that we have two women on the town council at the same time, and it's nice to have full program, so thank you.
As it should be.
All right, moving forward, resolution 1603, addressing the town board during public meetings.
Whereas the town board encourages open communication with the community and wishes to hear from individuals who are interested in formally addressing the board. Whereas a process to conduct town business in a manner that supports the ability of effective officers to govern in an orderly and respected environment, it is necessary to allow the public to observe and to be made aware of the decisions and actions of the town board during the meetings. And whereas the town board schedules regular meetings on the first and third Monday and work sessions on the second and fourth Monday of each month, when members of the community and others are welcome to attend and observe said meetings and functions of the board. Now therefore be resolved, any person wishing to address the town board may do so at the beginning of scheduled work sessions on any given month. And it is further resolved that any person wishing to address the board at that time will state their name, address, and be given up to 5 minutes to make comments that will be compliant with the attached town conduct of the town board meeting guidelines that will be made available in the town clerk's office.
Before I go to the motion, as you'll see in the policy revised attached, the name and address was stricken from the policy, so please make that note with the resolution. Is there a motion to reflect it equal to the policy?
So moved.
Okay. Is there a second? Any discussion? Roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LeFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Kavler.
Yes, and carried. Resolution 1604, supervisor to retain the original of all correspondence.
Resolved that the supervisor be authorized to retain the original of all correspondence and receive photocopies to be given to the town clerk.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second? Any discussion? Roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LeFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Kavler.
Yes, carried. Resolution 1605, the supervisor shall be in charge of all special districts.
Resolved that the supervisor, Michael S. Cashman, and in his absence, the deputy supervisor shall be in charge of all special districts, which include water, sewer, ambulance, stormwater management district, and solid highway district, and lighting district pursuant to section 29 of the town law.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, Annex, any discussion? Roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LeFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, carried. Resolution 1606, supervisor shall act as chief fiscal officer for the town of Plattsburgh.
Resolved that Supervisor Michael S. Cashman, as Chief Financial Officer for the year 2016, be authorized and directed to deposit idle monies into his interest-bearing accounts or purchase certificates of deposit from any of the town funds, including special districts in the Adirondack Bank, Key Bank of New York, TD Bank, Glens Falls National Bank and Trust Company, Champlain National Bank, NBT Bank, or Community Bank pursuant to section 64 subdivision 1 of the town law. And it be further resolved, general highway and special district fund be deposited in the checking accounts with the aforementioned banks with offices located within the town of Plattsburgh for the year 2016. And any other bank that provides the necessary collateral as required by audit and control. And it be further resolved that a copy of the resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Annex, second?
Second.
Good. Discussion? Seeing none, roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LeFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Kavler.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1607, authorization to pay public utility services claims.
Resolved that pursuant to section 118 of the town law, the supervisor be authorized to pay claims for public utility services, gas, electric, water, sewer, fuel oil, and telephone, postage, freight, and express charges before they are audited. And to be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Hebert? Discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Okay, Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LeFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1608, salaries and payday for elected and appointed officials.
Resolved that pursuant to section 27 of the town law, all elected and appointed officials shall be paid bi-weekly on Wednesdays beginning January 13, 2016, with the exception of the town attorneys, counselors, historians, town judges, who will be paid on the last payroll of each month. And it be further resolved that the salaries of all elected and appointed officials be fixed as indicated in the approved budget for 2016, and a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood? Second. Okay. Discussion. Seeing none. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Michael Fay,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Carries. Resolution 1609, petty cash for town officials.
Pursuant to section 64 of the town law, petty cash funds be established for town officials for 2016 as follows. Finance manager, 100, town clerk, 200, tax receiver, 400, town justices, 100 apiece, youth service director, $60. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Motion.
So moved.
Dave. Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Mike LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1610, purchase procedures for goods and services.
Resolved that the town of Plattsburgh adopted procedure policies as indicated in the town's official policy book. Shall be the procedures to be followed by all elected and appointed officials and town employees for the year 2016. For the purchase of commodities, equipment, goods, public works project, contracts, Schedule B for professional services and consultants for purchase order policies and cash disbursement procedures. And it be further resolved, the town board does authorize and order that purchases, order procedure policies, and cash disbursement procedures as outlined in Schedule A, B, C, and D shall become policy and procedures to be followed by the town of Plattsburgh personnel for purchase orders and cash disbursements for the year 2016. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Motion.
So.
Mannix. Second.
Seconded.
Hebert. Discussion. Seeing none, roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Mike LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1611, investment policy.
Resolved that the attached town of Plattsburgh 2016 investment policy be and is hereby approved effective this date, and the supervisor is authorized and directed to implement the same for the town and to schedule an annual review of said policy by the town board audit committee for the purpose of reviewing and recommending to the town board any amendments thereto. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
Yes. So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manick, Mike LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1612, mileage reimbursement rates for 2016.
Whereas there are times when a town vehicle is not available to the staff and elected officials when performing town business requiring the use of privately owned vehicles. Now therefore be resolved that the elected or appointed town officials and all town employees, when performing town duties and the town vehicle is not available, or when in use in a private vehicle is authorized by a department head or the supervisor, will be compensated at the most current IRS mileage rate incurred for the year of 2016. We further resolve that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and department heads.
Is there a motion? Mannix, is there a second? Wood. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1613, the naming of the official town newspaper.
Resolved that pursuant to 64 of the town law, the Press Republican be named the official newspaper for the town of Plattsburgh.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second? Dave, any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1614, Deputy Supervisor appointment for 2016.
Resolved pursuant to section 42 of the town law, that Counselor Meg E. LaFave be appointed by the supervisor to serve at his pleasure as deputy supervisor for the town of Plattsburgh for the year 2016. And be further resolved that she take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution, and in the absence of the supervisor, that Meg E. LaFave be given the statutory authority in the same capacity as the town supervisor currently is. And be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, one be placed in her personnel file, and one be sent to the New York State Retirement Board.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Mannix, any discussion?
Just very happy to see Meg appointed to the position. Look forward to seeing her carry out her duties. Delighted.
Thanks, Marty. I look forward to your guidance.
And I would like to add, thank you to Mr. Mannix for his years of service as deputy, and having a conversation with him and the mentorship that he'll provide Meg, but also very much looking forward to Meg and I having a very collaborative relationship moving forward. So thank you for your willingness to take on the additional duties. So, any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave, Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes. Carried. Resolution 1615, appointment of a dog control officer.
Resolved pursuant to section 20 of the town law, that David Duquette be reappointed as town of Plattsburgh dog control officer. And it be further resolved that Mr. Duquette take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, a copy put in the personnel file, and a copy sent to the state retirement board.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Hebert, second.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1616, appointment of town historian.
Resolved that pursuant to section 184 of the education law, Dick Rogowski is hereby reappointed to serve at the pleasure of the supervisor as town historian for the town of Plattsburgh. And it be further resolved that Mr. Rogowski take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, a copy be put in his personnel file, and a copy, if required, be sent to the state retirement board.
Is there a motion, please?
So
Joe.
moved.
Mr. Mannix, Ms. LaFave. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Aye.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1617, appointment of deputy town historian.
Resolved that pursuant to section 184 of the education law, Antoinette Gleason is hereby appointed to serve at the pleasure of the supervisor as deputy town historian for the town of Plattsburgh. And it be further resolved that Ms. Gleason take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a
Seconded.
second? Hebert, thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1618, reappointment of James J. Coffey as town attorney.
Whereas James Coffey is willing to continue to serve as the town of Plattsburgh town attorney, therefore be resolved that the town board, town of Plattsburgh, does hereby reappoint Mr. Coffey, a resident of the town of Plattsburgh, as town attorney for a term to expire December 31st, 2016. And it be further resolved that Mr. Coffey take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, a certified copy be given to Mr. Coffey, and a certified copy be put in his personnel file, and a copy sent to the New York State Retirement Board.
Oh, it should have been read in 17, December 31st, 2000.
It was on the updated copy. Okay. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Let's just make clear what.
It's December 31st, 2017. Yep.
Yes, 2 years.
Yep. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Dave? Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Frank LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Carries, thank you. Resolution 1619, appointment of Carl Madonna as Deputy Town Attorney.
Whereas Carl Madonna is willing to serve as the town of Plattsburgh deputy town attorney, therefore be resolved, the town board does hereby appoint Carl Madonna, resident of the town of Plattsburgh, as deputy town attorney for a term to expire December 31st, 2016. And it be further resolved that Mr. Madonna take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, a certified copy be given to Mr. Madonna, and also one to be put in his personnel file, and a copy sent to the State Retirement Board.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Okay. Is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert. Any discussion? Just so there's clarity, this is a one-year appointment. Okay. Roll call, please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1620, appointment of a fair housing officer.
Whereas the Office of Fair Housing and Equal Opportunity administers federal law to establish national policies to assure that all Americans have equal access to housing of their choice. And whereas the town of Plattsburgh wishes to have an officer who will implement and enforce the Fair Housing Act. And whereas the supervisor on behalf of the town board recommends the appointment of Stephen Imhoff as the Fair Housing Officer for the town of Plattsburgh to serve at the pleasure of the supervisor and the town board. Now therefore be resolved, Steve Imhoff be assigned to oversee that the fair housing regulations are followed and act on primary point of contact for all fair housing related issues. And it be further resolved that Mr. Imhoff take the oath of office within 30 days of this appointment, and that a copy of this appointment be given to the finance manager, LDC board, and a copy be placed in his personnel file.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Mannix, is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Cashman,
Yes.
no, Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1621. Election workers' compensation for 2016.
Resolved that the 2016 compensation rate to be paid by the town of Plattsburgh to election workers as per the schedule of the Clinton County Board of Elections. And it be further resolved that the finance manager will receive a copy of this resolution.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second?
Second.
Mannix, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1622, Fire District Liaison for 2016.
Whereas the town board, town of Plattsburgh desires to maintain effective communications with various fire districts and volunteer departments situated within the town of Plattsburgh, and to provide each fire district and department a town board member as a liaison. Now therefore be resolved that Councilor Thomas E. Wood be appointed to serve as town liaison with the Fire District Number 3 and Fire District Number 3 Fire Department. It is further resolved that Councilor Meg E. LaFave be appointed to serve as liaison, town liaison with the Katyville Fire District and Katyville Fire Department. And it be further resolved, Councilor Barb Hebert be appointed to serve as town liaison with the Morrisonville Fire District and Morrisonville Fire Department. And it is further resolved that Councilor Martin D. Mannix be appointed to serve as town liaison with the South Plattsburgh Fire District and South Plattsburgh Fire Department. And it be further resolved that Councilor Michael S. Cashman be appointed to serve as town liaison for the Cumberland Head Fire District and Cumberland Head Fire Department. And it be further resolved that the liaison write a letter to each district and department advising of their appointment and offering assistance as a town board member for the year 2016.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Dave, is there a second?
Second.
Mannix. Any discussion?
You change that.
Yep, it's on the updated one.
Okay.
Roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Marge Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LeFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Kavler.
Yep. Carried. Resolution 1623, committee appointments for 2016.
Resolved that Councilors Thomas E. Wood and Barbara E. Hebert be appointed to serve on the assessing, planning, and zoning committees for the year 2016. This committee shall assist rezoning, update zoning, and matters concerning assessing. And it is further resolved that Councilors Maggie LaFave and Barbara E. Hebert be appointed to the audit committees for the year 2016. This committee shall examine all vouchers presented to the town board for payment. And it be further resolved that Councilors Martin D. Mannix and Maggie LaFave be appointed to serve as Building and Grounds Committee for 2016. This committee makes reports and recommendations on all town buildings and properties, including special districts. And it be further resolved that Councilors Maggie LaFave and Martin D. Mannix be appointed to serve as the Community Service and Ambulance Committees for the year 2016. This committee shall concern itself with liaison and cooperation with municipalities, ambulance service providers, and a matter of joint services issued that may be present to the town board. And it be further resolved, Councilor Maggie LaFave be appointed to serve as Finance Committee for the year 2016 and report to the town supervisor and the town board its findings. And it be further resolved that Councilor Thomas E. Wood and Barbara E. Hebert be appointed to serve on the Highway Committee for the year 2016. This committee observes the conditions of all highway equipment, road signs, town highways, and hereby report to the town superintendent of highways, and to the town board on its conditions and recommendations. And it be further resolved that Councilor Thomas E. Wood and Barbara E. Hebert be appointed to serve as Justice Court Committee for the year 2016. This committee shall advise the office staff to make reports and conditions and recommendations to the town board. And it be further resolved that Councilors Martin D. Mannix and Barbara E. Hebert be appointed to serve as the Personnel Committee for 2016. This committee shall advise the office staff and make report of the conditions and recommendations to the town board. And it is further resolved that Councilors Martin D. Mannix and Thomas E. Wood be appointed to serve on the Safety Committee for the year 2016. This committee shall review and report all employee accidents, preside over employee safety meetings, and make reports and recommendations to the town board. And it is further resolved that Councilors Maggie LaFave and Councilor Martin D. Mannix be appointed to serve on the Water and Wastewater Committee for the year 2016. This committee shall inspect the water and wastewater facilities and make reporting conditions and the recommendations to the Water and Wastewater Director and to the town board. And it be further resolved that Councilors Thomas E. Wood and Maggie LaFave be appointed to serve as the Youth Service and Recreation Committee for the year 2016. This committee shall advise the Youth Service Recreation Director and make reports and the conditions, recommendations back to the town board.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Dave, is there a second?
Second.
Hebert. Any discussion? Seeing none, I get a roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Maggie LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Kavler.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1624, appointment of Valerie Kofi as Administrative Assistant in the Water Wastewater Department.
Whereas there is a vacancy for the position of Administrative Assistant in the Water and Wastewater Department that was advertised for. Whereas interviews of the aforementioned position was held by the Director and Supervisor of the Water and Wastewater Department. Whereas upon the completion of the interviews, it is the recommendation of the Director and the Committee that Valerie Coffey be appointed to the vacant Water and Wastewater Administrative Assistant position. And whereas Valerie Coffey qualifications have been reviewed and approved by the Civil Service. Now therefore be resolved, the town board is hereby authorized the hiring of appointment allowing copies to the vacant position of administrative assistant at a rate pay of $19.72 per hour, effective upon release from her current employer, following approval. And it be further resolved, the supervisor is hereby authorized to sign any and all necessary documents for Mrs. Covey's appointment for the probationary period of 6 months. And it be further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, the director of water and wastewater department, and one be forwarded to the Clinton County Department of Personnel, and one copy be placed in their personnel file.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Dave, is there a second? Annex. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Fave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Michael Cash.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1625, Employee Assistance Services, EAS.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh has an annual contract with the Clinton County Mental Health Association Incorporated, doing business as Employee Assistance Services. Whereas agency provides informational services to the town as an employer, and among other services provides counseling for its employees of the town. Whereas the agency will submit to the town of Plattsburgh an Employee Assistance Service Annual Report, January 1, 2016 to December 31st, 2016, applying completion in January 2017. Whereas the town board has provided within the general funds of the town of Plattsburgh 2016 budget sufficient funds to pay for the renewal of a one-year contract with the agency. Whereas the agency has submitted a proposed contract dated on the first day of January 2016 for a one-year period renewal with an annual contract between the agency and the town of Plattsburgh at a rate of $27 per person to be paid by the town to the agency upon execution of said contract by the town. Whereas the town attorney has approved as a form of a one-year contract submitted by the agency. Now therefore be resolved that the one-year renewal contract submitted by the agency is approved, and the supervisor is authorized to execute the same for the town for the year 2016. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So.
Second. Second.
Seconded.
Hebert. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Fave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1626, Drug and Alcohol Testing Program Agreement.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh desires to implement a drug and alcohol program according to the U.S. Department of Transportation Highway Administration for current and prospective employees of the town who are required to have a commercial driver's license and operate a commercial vehicle as stated by the federal regulations as in all other as New York State law and town policy. Whereas industrial med testing, located at 220 Tom Miller Road, Plattsburgh, New York, operates an occupational medicine service for performing the drug and alcohol testing service to employees in the organization. And whereas the town of Plattsburgh desires to contract with industrial med testing to provide such services to the town employees of the town of Plattsburgh. And whereas the term of this agreement shall be for 1 year commencing on January 1, 2016, and industrial med testing shall provide the services as set forth in the attached hereto to be made part thereof by reference before it becomes, and the supervisor's resolve. The supervisor is hereby approved to enter into the contract agreement with med testing, and a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, designated employee representative, med test, and cool insurance.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood and Dave, is there any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Michael Fave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1627, Town of Plattsburgh Website Management Independent Contractor Consultants Agreement.
As a consulting firm of Kimmel Technologies Integration Services located at 15 Duke Avenue, Katyville, New York, has prepared and submitted a proposal between the town of Plattsburgh and Kimmel Services to provide website development management on a contractual basis for the year 2016. Therefore, be resolved that the town of Plattsburgh, a municipal corporation, organized and existing under the virtue of the laws of the state of New York, with offices and principal place of business at 151 Baker Road, Plattsburgh, New York. Parties of the first, David Kimmel, a contractor residing at 15 Duke Avenue, Katie'ville, New York, 12918. Party to the second, in consideration of the promised mutual covenants and agreements attached, do hereby mutually agree to the attached agreement. And it be further resolved that Mr. Kimmel, as an independent contractor, shall not be considered an employee agent of the town, and as a contractor is hereby prohibited from assigning, transferring, conveying, subletting, or otherwise disposing of this agreement, or his right, title, and interest therein. And it be further resolved that after review by the town attorney, the supervisor is duly authorized and empowered to execute the exact attached agreement on behalf of the town of Plattsburgh. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution and agreement be given to the finance manager and one to Mr. Kimmel.
Is there a
So
motion?
moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Thomas Wood?
Yes.
Mark Mannix?
Yes.
Mike LeFave?
Yes.
Barb Hebert?
Yes.
Mike Cash?
Yes, carries. Resolution 1628, Elmore SPCA agreement.
Whereas on occasion it is necessary for the dog control officer to kennel stray dogs and to provide other kennel services as appropriate and approved by the supervisor. Therefore be resolved that after the town attorney's review, the supervisor be authorized to sign the agreement between Elmore SPCA Incorporated and the town of Plattsburgh to follow the provisions of Article 7 of the Agricultural Market Laws, and any rules and regulations promulgated pursuant thereon in relation to the seizure, holding, care, redemption, and disposition of seized dogs in the town of Plattsburgh. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, dog control officer, Elmore SPCA, Brew, New York, 12972.
Is there a motion?
So,
Mannix, second LeFave. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Thomas Wood?
Yes.
Mark Mannix?
yes.
Mike LeFave?
Yes.
Barb Hebert?
Yes.
Mike Cash?
Yes, carried. Resolution 1629, Cumberland 12 Cinemas license application.
Whereas to comply with the town of Plattsburgh codes and zoning laws, Cumberland 12 Cinemas has applied for a license to conduct and operate a cinema known as Cumberland 12 Cinemas located in the town of Plattsburgh at 18 Northwell Lane, Route 9. And whereas the applicant has applied for and received a license fee of $500. Whereas the code department has completed their inspection and has found Cumberland 12 Cinemas to be in compliance with all local laws and New York State regulations and codes, and therefore be resolved to receive and place on file an application for license to conduct and operate a cinema of Cumberland 12. And it be further resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized to issue said license for a period from January 1, 2016 to December 31st, 2016.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, Wood. Discussion. Seeing none, roll call.
Thomas Wood?
Yes.
Mark Mannix?
Yes.
Mike LeFave?
Yes.
Barb Hebert?
Yes.
Mike Cash?
Yes, carries. Resolution 1630, Regal Cinemas license application.
Whereas to comply with the town of Plattsburgh codes and zoning laws, Regal Cinema has applied for a license to conduct and operate a cinema known as Regal Cinemas located in Champlain Center North in the town of Plattsburgh. Whereas the applicant was applied for and received a license fee of $500. And whereas the code department has completed their inspection and found Regal Cinemas to be in compliance with all local laws and New York State regulations and codes. Now therefore be resolved to receive and place on file the application for the license to conduct and operate Regal Cinemas, and it be further resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized to issue said license for a period of January 1, 2016 through December 31st, 2016.
Is there a motion?
So,
Mannix, Wood, second. Discussion. Seeing none, roll call, please.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Michael Fay,
Yes.
Barb Heber,
Yes.
Mike Kavler.
Carries. 1631, MSFVA ambulance service contract extension and MOU.
Whereas it is the recommendation of the ambulance committee that the town of Plattsburgh Town Board continue to extend an existing agreement and to enter into a memorandum of understanding as a supplemental agreement to reflect the fee for services from January 1, 2016 to December 31st, 2016, a payment schedule and required communications between the parties. Now therefore be resolved, the supervisor is authorized to sign the attached memorandum of understanding with Morrisonville Schuyler Falls Volunteer Ambulance Service to provide services in it as indicated. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and Morrisonville Schuyler Falls Volunteer Ambulance Service.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second?
Second.
Mannix, any discussion? Okay. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Manick,
Yes.
Mike LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Heber,
Yes.
Mike Kavler.
Yes. Resolution 1632, CVPH ambulance service agreement.
Resolved after review and approval by the town attorney, the renewal agreement between CVPH Ambulance Service Incorporated and the town of Plattsburgh are and the same hereby approved for a period of January 1, 2016 through December 31st, 2016. And it is further resolved the supervisor be and hereby authorized to sign said agreement for the town of Plattsburgh, and to be further resolved that a copy of this resolution and contract agreement be given to the finance manager and to the CFO for EMT of CBPH ambulance.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave, is there a second?
I think Wood got in there.
All right. Thank you. Discussion. Seeing no discussion, roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LaFave,
Aye.
Barb Heber,
Yes.
Mike Kavler.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1633, abstract 2016-1-A.
Resolved that the abstract of audit of claims number 16A-1, 2434 to 2491 for $223,888.52. And abstract 16A-1, 485 to 500 prepays in the amount of $456,202.74 be received as reviewed by the audit committee, and the supervisor hereby authorized to pay said abstracts.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Dave, is there a second?
Second.
Hebert. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Mike LaFave,
Yes.
Mike Kavler.
Yes, carries. Resolution 1634, request to attend New York State Assessors Certification Conference.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh assessor is required to maintain professional training and development. Whereas it is in the best interest of the town assessor to be updated and knowledgeable about regulations regarding accessibility, inventory of property valuation. Now therefore be resolved that Ron Dowling, town assessor, be allowed to attend the New York State Assessor Certification Conference held on January 8, 2016 in Albany, New York. And it be further resolved that $113 of registration fee and lunch be charged to the assessing department budget account. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and one to Mr. Dowling.
Is there a motion? Wood. Is there a second?
Second.
Dave, is there any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Mark Mannix,
Yes.
Mike LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
and Mike Kavler.
Yes, carried. Any other business? Seeing none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
LaFave? Second,
Second.
Mr. Mannix. adjourn, 7:44 PM. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Aye.
Michael Mannix, Mark Mannix,
Aye.
Nick LeFave, Barb Heber,
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes, carried. Thank you very much, folks.